Here's a $50,000 negotiation trick that proves your non-negotiables are actually negotiable. So you walk into, as a founder selling your business, a negotiation room with the buyer and the buyer's lawyer. But this buyer knows how to play 5D chess. And how do they do that? When you give them your list of non-negotiables, things that you will never give up, the buyer and his lawyer go through and price each of the line items with a cash dollar value. And then they go through and buy the ones you're soft on and the ones they can get cheap. But really what they're learning is all these non-negotiables, things you'd never give up, have a price. And they could price precisely how much it's worth to them to erode all of your non-negotiables. Now, here's how it looks in practice, and we used to do this on the buy side. You're in a negotiation, the seller, and one stupid provision that comes up all the time that seems mission critical to everybody and they don't know why is jurisdiction and venue clause. So you're going back and forth. Sellers from Illinois, buyers from Texas. I want jurisdiction and venue in Chicago. Buyer says no, Texas, Houston, Texas. Chicago, Texas, Chicago. And then the buyer says, I'll pay you $50,000 more for your business if jurisdiction and venue clause is in Texas. So I'll take the $50,000 and I'll pay my lawyer. But now the buyer knows that this thing that was supposed to be non-negotiable is actually negotiable. And that leads to non-negotiable erosion. And they just start working one by one and seeing how many of them they can buy for cheap. So here's how you defend against it. It's called the 20% test. Take your list of non-negotiables and do this before you get in these heated negotiations. And I want you to take the purchase price that you want, or that is in your LOI, and look at it. This is, for example, $5 million. Now I want you to go through each one of those and say, if I added 20% to the purchase price, would that still be, to give up that non-negotiable, would it still be non-negotiable? I want you to write it down. You got to look at this number. Don't just use 20%. Look at the number of what 20% more than the purchase price means. And if the answer is, I would give up this non-negotiable, then it was never a real non-negotiable. It was a non-negotiable wearing a preference mask. Now, go through this with all your non-negotiables. So when you show up at the negotiation, the only thing left on your list is things that if you were offered 20% more on the purchase price, here, $5 million to 6, they'd still be non-negotiables. And then you can hold the line.